Hey, what's up guys, John here. What do the world's elite know that we do not know? Mark Zuckerberg has notoriously been building this massive bunker in Hawaii. Everyone knows this.
Mark Zuckerberg has started to prepare for the doomsday. The Facebook founder is creating a compound which also features a doomsday bunker.
But then at the same time, selling $500 million worth of stock. Warren Buffett liquidating $8 billion in stock. Ray Dalio selling. You have Jamie Dimon selling $140 million in stock.
CEO Jamie Dimon is set to sell 1 million of his shares.
At today's levels, that amounts to roughly $140 million.
And you have all of these executives and CEOs all stepping down. I mean, look at this. CNBC, why American CEOs quit in record numbers in 2023. They say 1,500 CEOs quit. 1,500. This is the highest number of departures since they started tracking the data in 2002, right? So over 21 years, this is the all-time high. Now you have to ask yourself why. What are we walking into? Are we walking into something very, very interesting, to say the least? I think we are. In fact, I think they know something we don't know. And in this video, I'm going to break it down and show you exactly who is doing what, where they're all going, and what's exactly happening. I think that 2024 could be the year that changes the entire world that we know. Please hit the like button. When you hit the like button, YouTube will share this content to educate other people about what's going on. And if you'd like to fix your credit to position yourself, what I think is going to be a massive wealth transfer, we'd love to help you at my company, GreatCreditFast.com. That's GreatCreditFast.com. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, or any negative item on your credit report, go to GreatCreditFast.com. Take a look at this. So Jamie Dimon selling. He's not the only bank exec selling shares. He's selling $140 million worth of bank shares. And the reason is financial diversification and tax planning purposes, meaning he thinks things are probably going to hit the fan. He wants to get some risk off the table. That's what that means. So when you have him liquidating all this stock, and then you have Jeff Bezos, this came out about a month and a half ago. Amazon founder's planning to sell another $1 billion in shares, and he may have a reason to sell more, right? You have $9 billion worth of stock sold just from corporate execs and billionaires this year. You have Warren Buffett liquidating $8 billion. This is November, like all of this has happened in the last 60 days, right? You have Zuckerberg selling $500 million worth of Meta shares. Now what's shocking here is that all of these billionaires, all of these really wealthy executives, they could easily take out a loan against their stock, and they'd be able to hold on to their stock, they'd be able to get their cash, they'd be able to make the investments they want to make. The only downside is that if the stock crashed, they would get margin called, and they'd be forced to liquidate stock to sell to meet the obligations of that loan. And so the only reason that they're not selling, I believe, is because they think there's a chance that the stock could crash, they get margin called, and it would cost them even more. So when you're looking at all these situations, you're like, all right, well, maybe they think things might, we might see a little pullback in the market or in the economy. But then there's this rumor that 15 billionaires are building bunkers. Like some of them are saying that, it's all in like the last week. They're all moving in this direction. 15 billionaires, right? So if this is happening, if they are all doing this, you have to ask yourself why. They're saying, this is unfounded, right? But it's all over the place. Everybody's talking about this. And then you have Zuckerberg building this behemoth of a $270 million bunker, this massive estate. He's buying tons of land for it. The bunker itself is 5,000 square feet. 5,000 square feet. He's able to, produce food inside. He's able to do all these different things. Now, maybe he's doing this for, he's just got so much money and it doesn't really matter. But when you see all these other people like Sam Altman talking about this, Peter Thiel talking about this, he says that, I don't have a bunker, but I do have structures, right? That's just one way of rephrasing it. What he's saying is that he believes that it could be because of AI. He believes that, he says on stage at the Wall Street Journal Tech Live event on Tuesday, Altman was asked if he was concerned with the developments of AI and that had a bunker prepared. I would say no, he told the Journal. I have structures, but I wouldn't say a bunker. None of this is going to help if AGI goes wrong. This is a ridiculous question, he says, and AGI refers to artificial general intelligence, or AI that can perform intellectual tasks that a human being can do, right? So he's more concerned about AI being the big problem. But you have to ask yourself, if you have Sam Altman saying that things could really hit the fan here, you have, I mean, even Jeff Bezos buying a property in a really exclusive community called Billionaires Bunker, and this Billionaires Bunker, it's interesting because they're even talking about Billionaire Bunker right here, saying celebrities like Ivanka Trump and Tom Brady have also bought property on Billionaire Bunker. Bloomberg reported that the week Jeff Bezos spent $79 million on a second mansion on Indian Creek next to another property he bought this summer for $68 million. It's unclear if these purchases have any relation to a doomsday planning, right? So, it's very fascinating. It's very fascinating how all of these wealthy people are all doing something very, very similar. I mean, look at Ray Dalio. Ray Dalio, all throughout 2022, he's been making these claims that, we could be walking into a civil war here. Everything is about civil war. And August 30th, February 3rd, right? When he keeps talking about this, and then he says that the billionaire warns that America's massive wealth gap could lead to conflict, what he is saying, and what I believe he means, is that we could walk into a situation where inflation gets a lot worse. The standard of living continues to tank, and Americans get fed up with it, and we start to see this massive conflict where the billionaires and the multi centimillionaires are running for the hills, right? We could see a situation like that, at least according to Ray Dalio, and interestingly, there's a movie coming out in the spring of 2024 called Civil War, right? It's literally called Civil War. They say, this Reddit thread says, get ready for a cinematic twist as the new Civil War movie is set to hit screens ahead of 2024. Some might call it entertainment, others see it as predictive programming. What are your thoughts on this upcoming film and its potential impact on public perception? It almost seems like they're getting ready to normalize all this, but just like they did with that movie, Leave the World Behind. This movie, a lot of what they said in this movie, and many people could say also predictive programming, right? So when we're looking at all these chain of events, you just have to ask yourself, is this something worth paying attention to? The wealthiest, most powerful executives are liquidating stock, stepping down from their roles and buying large estates and bunkers, and they're really kind of planning for something big here. Is this a reason to be concerned? I personally believe 2024 is going to be a year far more uncertain than anything we've ever experienced, even 2020 and 2021. I feel like it's a slow warm-up, and we're walking into this scenario this year, next year, where things are just going to start to get pretty crazy. And I believe that what people should be really looking at is not the headlines. They should be reading between the lines. What are the odds? If you were a gambling man or woman, you would place your bet on odds. What are the odds? You have Ray Dalio, you have Zuckerberg, you have Sam Altman, you have Peter Thiel, you have all these billionaires all doing the same exact thing right around the same exact time, all planning for the same types of events. Now they say here, Sam Altman says, it could be, look at this. I mean, like they say it could be climate, it could be zombie apocalypse, it could be nuclear, right? I personally think it's going to be more like what Ray Dalio is talking about, which is going to be a civil type of war. Like that's what I think is going to be more likely to happen, because they said inflation's transitory. They said that everything was going to be okay. That was a couple years ago. You go outside, you can't leave your house for less than $100. Everything is extremely expensive. And when you look at the spending in which we're doing in America, you look at the direction in which this country is going, it looks like it's only going one way, which is down. It looks like this situation is only going to likely get a lot worse. And so people need to prepare and plan for this. What I mean by that is, figure out a way to make more money, figure out a way to reduce debt and expenses, figure out a way to, buy options. Because in this uncertain world, options is the new wealth. Having those options, being able to pivot and move, that's going to be what's going to be more important than anything when things start to get more challenging, because for sure that they are. Look at what's going on with universal basic income. In 2021, there was only 9 universal basic income pilot programs in America. In 2022, 82 programs across 29 states. In 2023, hundreds of pilot programs nationally. What do you think is going to happen in 2024, 2025? They're going to continue rolling out these UBI programs, printing more and more money, devaluing our currency more and more, increasing taxes. It's going to be death by 1,000 cuts to the middle class, right? This is what's happening. People need to put themselves in the strongest position possible so they can pivot and move as best as they can in this insane type of new normal that we're now all forced to live under. Drop below. Let's have a conversation about this. I think things are about to heat up in 2024 and 2025 far greater than any movie could ever show you. Even, Civil War, you've probably seen the trailer, Leave the World Behind. Sure, that was all pretty crazy. But imagine living through something like that. You don't know what people would be like when things really start to hit the fan. Within a couple days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, a week, 2 weeks, everything that you know would be completely flipped on its head. Drop below, let's have a conversation. And if you'd like to fix your credit to position yourself, maybe you're looking at, maybe buying a ranch, buying a farm, maybe you're thinking about buying a second home, maybe you're looking at getting funding for your business, doing something to put yourself in a really, really strong position. You'll need great credit for sure, especially if you want to get good funding, you want to get a good interest rate, you want to be able to get a solid line of credit. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, or any negative item on your credit report, we'd love to give you a free consultation on my company, GreatCreditPass.com. You can click the link in the description just below this video if you're interested, and catch you in the next one.